Cheryl, thank you so much for joining me today to talk a little bit about yourself, your community involvement in our ambassador program. So you're one of our CNCF ambassadors. Can you also tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Sure. My name is Cheryl. I've been involved in this space for a couple of years now. I used to work at Google as a software engineer, and now I work as a product manager at a startup in London called StorageOS, which does storage for containers. I also run the Cloud Native London meetup group.
Awesome. Can you talk to us a little bit about some of the trends and challenges you're seeing in the cloud native storage space right now?
Yeah, it's definitely an evolving space because containers were designed to be stateless and immutable, and so storage is not really a concern, except that at the end of the day, pretty much everybody has data that they need to store somewhere. And right now, it's a bit of an unsolved problem about what's the best way to do databases and other stateful applications in Kubernetes, which is why I work at StorageOS, because it provides that storage abstraction layer. That means you can run databases within Kubernetes and have replication and failover and blah, blah, blah. In terms of what I see coming next, the container storage interface is one of the big things to be aware of in in cloud native space. And I think over the course of the next 6 months to a year, all of the vendors and all the cloud providers and cloud orchestrators are going to be behind this interface. So hopefully by this time next year, storage is just going to be a solved problem as far as end users are concerned.
Yeah. You run one of the largest CNCF meetups that we have. Why and how did you start the Cloud Native London meetup?
So I started it in about June of last year, June of 2017. And at the time there was a Cloud Native London, well in fact there was a Cloud Native Paris, Cloud Native Berlin, Cloud Native Barcelona, and there was a Cloud Native London, but it had been quiet and dormant for a couple of years. And I thought this was a really good time to sort of revive that meetup and to bring in all the new knowledge and community and interest around Kubernetes and Docker, and also Prometheus and Linkerd and all the other projects that are not just I don't want to be Docker London, or I don't want to be Kubernetes London. It was about bringing in people from all different interests, but all in the same infrastructure DevOps mindset, and having a space where people can teach others as well. So I really encourage new speakers to join and to share their stories, because I think there's always a bit of a mindset shift about, am I good enough to do public speaking? And I see it as part of my role as the organizer to tell people that yes, your stories are interesting and people do want to hear from you.
Why did you want to be a CNCF ambassador?
So I'm probably one of the truest cloud natives in that when I joined Google, I was 21. So I was at the time, I was using Borg, which was Google's internal predecessors to Kubernetes. And because I was so young, I really didn't have a memory of how software was done before. So to me, it's always been natural to containerize your software and to run it with an orchestrator like Kubernetes, and to package it as microservices. So it wasn't until I left Google and came out and started exploring this space that I was like, oh, this is Borg. I understand this, but it seems like the whole industry is moving that way. So becoming a CNCF ambassador has been about taking what I know and have seen from inside Google and bringing that attitude and culture and tools and infrastructure out to the entire industry.
Right. So you travel a lot. I see you at a lot of conferences. What has been your favorite place that you visited so far?
Oh, wow. I travel mostly in the sort of Bay Area and then around Europe. Last year, I think we met at Los Angeles, the Open Source Summit. Yeah. And that was really cool because I had not been to Los Angeles before, and that was a really interesting place. Some really great stuff and some stuff that was a bit sort of scary but fun. Like that was really cool to see. And one nice thing actually about being at all these different conferences is I was here last year at the Berlin KubeCon, and I really didn't know anybody. I was completely on my own. And this time, as I've been walking around, it's been like, hey Joel, like, oh, I know you. Oh, you won the meetup, right? And that's been awesome. That's been fantastic to have so many people kind of get involved with the community through that. And sort of know about me and sort of come up and say hi to me.
So we've been talking a lot about work. What do you do in your free time?
Well,
when you have it.
So I'm getting married at the end of August.
Awesome, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm incredibly excited about, but it means that anytime that I'm not planning my work and my engineering team and what they're working on, I'm planning my wedding instead, which is a challenge in its own right. It's a 2-day thing as well because I've got to do a Western wedding and a Chinese wedding, so that's awesome. But right now, I'm afraid I spend a lot of time negotiating with people about what kind of stationery do I like, what kind of flowers do I like.
It's a little different than some beer, pizza, and swag.
Yeah, I'm not offering t-shirts to my wedding guests.
No, I mean, we can send you
stickers,
some CNCF t-shirts to give out as favors. All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today.
Very, very welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
Thanks.